The Synoptic Gospels, the books of Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Why do we call them Synoptic Gospels? Because the word synoptic roughly means to see together. All three of those Gospels contain very much the similar stories, a similar timeline. They seem to see the life and ministry of Jesus together. The gospel writers were very concerned with making sure they were reporting an eyewitness account of Jesus' life and ministry. They were also really concerned with the encouragement of the faith of the people who were their readers. While the people of their day would be largely illiterate, they were concerned with others who could read and the future. Allow me to tell you a little bit about the books. We'll start with the book of Matthew. The book of Matthew was written with the Jewishness of the reader in mind. The book of Matthew was, though written in Greek, was geared toward someone who was waiting for their Messiah. Matthew was writing to show them in eyewitness reports of Jesus' life, to encourage them to have faith in the one who was the Messiah, and he was going to prove it to his readers. Starting with the genealogy, or toward the beginning of the book of Matthew, is the genealogy of Jesus. He ends with Abraham. Again, that would have signaled to a Jewish reader that this is someone who could be their long-awaited Messiah. Other prophecies about the Messiah were included in the book of Matthew, again, reiterating to the reader, this man Jesus is the Messiah. The book of Mark is the shortest of the three, with just 16 chapters. It was written in a fast pace. The stories, the events move in a fast pace. Words like suddenly and immediately are used to convey this very fast pace. The book of Mark also contains kind of rude use of the Greek language, and ironically, the book of Luke seems to sometimes correct that, which makes modern scholars believe the book of Mark was written first, though the early church believed that the book of Matthew was written first. When we look at these three today, it does seem like the book of Mark may have been first and possibly used by the book of Matthew, the author, Matthew, as a sort of framework for what to tell. The book of Luke was written by the doctor Luke, the physician Luke, who was an associate of Paul. He was also concerned with the genealogy of Jesus, but it was a little different. His genealogy went to Adam, also really showing that Jesus is the Messiah, not just for the Jewish people, but for all believers everywhere. The book of Luke also is an orderly account, and many eyewitnesses, other than even using the book of Mark, which we suppose, were given in this account, possibly even, probably even, Jesus' mother Mary. All three of these books are believed to have been written before Jerusalem was attacked by Rome in AD 70 and sacked, if you will, burned by Rome. Such a significant event would most definitely have been included. Also, knowing that Jesus, within the pages of at least one of those Gospels, predicted that the temple would be destroyed, it would have almost certainly been mentioned if it had happened. Because this can be placed probably before AD 70, it places the eyewitness accounts within the lifetime of Jesus, around 40 years, which would have been an accurate eyewitness account. This, again, really helps us to see that these are very reliable eyewitness accounts. Again, these writers would have been very concerned about the faith of their readers. And again, today, even a believer, faith is vital. Jesus' teachings were oftentimes encouraging people to have faith, talking about the faith of a mustard seed, that they needed to have faith in order to believe, that their faith made them well and whole. So for us today, this has relevance. We can have faith in the accuracy of these accounts, though sometimes there might be some discrepancies. It's not enough for us to say we cannot believe these, though every one of us does have to have faith in what Jesus did. Can we have faith in these? I believe that we can.